These handheld gaming PCs have proven to be the next step in our portable gaming journey. The PSP was insane back then, but now with the Lenovo Legion Go and ROG Ally hitting shelves, our tiny minds would have melted. We've got two sides of the coin here, with the Lenovo Legion Go coming in with a larger screen, a touchpad. That's definitely an improvement over the Steam Decks, and an interesting approach to FPS gaming with their Joy-Con-like controllers. The ROG Ally is a relatively smaller form factor without the touchpad, two macro buttons at the back, and it's focused on delivering reliable gaming wherever you may roam. Under the hood, they're exactly the same. They both run AMD Ryzen Z1 Extreme chips with RDNA or integrated AMD graphics, 16 gigs of RAM, and they both have 512 gigs of storage. Now, where they majorly differ is in their screen size and type. Like, it's not obvious enough. With ROG going down the 16:9 route, it's a 7-inch 1080p Full HD IPS 120Hz 16:9 display with adaptive sync. On the other end, the Lenovo Legion Go is in the 16:10 park, 8.8 inches IPS Quad HD Plus 144Hz monitor. Also, their battery capacities are 40 watt-hour for the Ally and 49.2 watt-hour for the Legion Go. Obviously, they are two different but almost evenly matched beasts in the same ring, so to start off the fight, we're going to go off with the older of the two fighters. I have to make a note and say that because they're both packing AMD Ryzen Z1s or Z1 Extremes, depending on what you go with, you and I can't expect these to run current and next-gen AAA titles like butter because they're not RX 7900s or their NVIDIA equivalent RTX 4090s. For those that are new to this genre of consoles, as I'd like to call it, most enthusiasts really use these handheld PCs for emulators, older games, older AAA games, and sometimes current-gen AAA games, but bringing everything down by a couple notches, and by a couple I mean like a lot. The ROG Ally from pre-launch to D-Day of its release has had the smoothest journey in terms of updates and stability between the two, in my opinion, and I enjoy playing with it on the go with its form factor and how light it is at 608 grams. Of course, I'd say with its design, the only pitfall is the lack of a solid back grip at the back here. It's not a deal breaker for me, but as I mentioned before in an earlier review, that if by some chance they release another version, I'd really love a slight ergonomic upgrade to the bottom half of the back. At least a little more coverage will make a world of a difference for me, because with the hardware it's packing and its small form factor and weight, it's so easy to bring around, especially if you're planning to, bring this overseas. Emulators and some AAA games like Cyberpunk and Call of Modern Warfare 3 can be played on this with some tweaking and play even better when plugged in, obviously. Overall, the Ally has proven to be the go-to handheld PC for many out there, and before we continue, this channel is supported by brands who help us improve our content and keep us going, so stick around for this sponsored message.
Here at Geek Culture, we've tested plenty of chairs, but Secretlab gaming chairs remain one of our favorites. Whether it's for work or play, they feel great to lean back against, with their ergonomic features offering support for the whole body, from the head and back to the arms, and even something for your butt. This mix of form and function helps the Titan Evo 2022 deliver the best seating experience like no other. For more information, check out secretlab.co.
Where the Ally is pretty much a PSP in my head, the Legion Go is the love child between the Steam Deck and Nintendo Switch, with an interesting genetic boon. I mean, the FPS mode. It's much larger, has way more buttons, and feels great in hand. Again, this runs the same specs as the Ally, so honestly they play the same, save for their preset power settings, which you can tweak to your liking, of course. At the time of recording, this is still pretty new, so when it comes to performance and just optimization in general, we're gonna have to wait for a bit longer to get more recent games running smoother, so that's how I'm mitigating its performance for now. If you want to get a little taste of its gameplay, just watch our other video here. How does it feel playing with this? It has a bigger screen and a very pretty one at that displays games and videos alike beautifully. Its speaker is honestly not that bad, but of course stay plugged or connected with earphones, earbuds, headphones, And there are like 7 buttons on this thing with 3 macros at the back. If you remove the Legion True Strike controllers, like what I'm doing right now, you've got a mouse in the form of the right controller that magnetically connects to this dock over here, just like this. And it's effectively a mouse with mouse 1 and mouse 2 and a scroll. And the left controller can be used for movement when you're playing games. I will say that as someone that primarily plays FPSs, the FPS mode is kind of jarring, and it will feel kind of weird trying to get into it, especially if you're trying to play competitive games like Call of Modern Warfare 3. Off the bat, you're going to be in for a really bad time, like an astronomically bad time. You can play with FPS mode, but it's going to take a while to get used to it. I recommend it for single player games like Cyberpunk 2077, but again, you're going to need time to get used to playing with this mode. It's a great idea with a bit of a skill curve, but the best part about this Legion Go is that it gives you options on how to play the games, because honestly, the handheld version is fine, and I can get a great grip when I'm playing. However, over prolonged periods of time, you will feel your hands getting a little numb because it is definitely a bigger fella and it weighs around 854 grams. Your hands will definitely feel it. Even if you support your arms in any kind of way, you will feel its weight over a prolonged period of time. Then the third mode is a tabletop mode that the Legion Go offers you. By opening up the kickstand like what I'm doing right now, and by removing both controls, you can put the monitor or the display on the table and then just start gaming like this in the same way you game with a controller, which again I know will feel kind of weird when you're playing with this thing, but honestly, yeah, once you get used to it, you're golden. Also, I don't know if it's just me, but the Legion Go feels like it's made of buttons. Not that it's an issue that'll affect gameplay, but when you grip the sides, it feels kind of weird touching so many buttons. So that's something I like to point out and note down. Besides all of that, I really like the touchpad and haptic feedback I get from it and the whole console when I play games. The best comparison for hand feel I can give the Legion Go is the PS5 DualSense controller. It feels really good in hand, especially with the way the controller is set up. So for a first entry from Lenovo, the Legion Go is definitely getting a lot of things right. Also, I have to say that I really love the entire look. I kind of wish the Ally went with a black console as well instead of the white, because you know, obviously you can see all the dirt. But with this, it looks beautiful, and I'll say the build quality feels pretty premium. The kickstand takes quite a bit of force to push it down, and yeah, it's really a pretty console. But the only thing that I will point out is that the back over here, this material is quite the fingerprint magnet. So just be mindful of that. It really picks up a lot of fingerprints. Now, the Ally and Legion Go are great consoles in their own rights, but in terms of portability, I would have to give it to the Ally. Because the Legion Go is huge, and so is its case, which is over there. God damn it. 1 second. So here is its case. This thing. That's the case. You can definitely bring it with you on a hand carry and anywhere else, provided your bag or you have a free hand to hold this thing. But the idea that I can put my Ally in pretty much any bag without having to think twice, the Ally shines in that respect. In terms of the buttons on both of them, the Legion Go feels better in the fact that they don't wobble as much as the ROG Ally does. If you can hear that. Yeah, that's how much wobble there is in that thing. And if you hear the Legion Go, it's not as much. It's pretty much staying in place compared to this. Yeah. So a point goes to Lenovo. The analog sticks on both of them feel smooth, and they're large, so they fit most, if not all, fingers. One thing I like to note is that the Ally has thicker rubber caps, so we'll have to see how wear and tear affects both of them in the long run. And with a thicker cap, my money's on the Ally. But just get protectors for the analog sticks. I think if you're looking to get a handheld gaming PC right away, you go with the Ally. But if you're willing to wait things out a little more for Lenovo and developers to ease and smoothen out the performance of the Legion Go, you should definitely get the Legion Go if you have the patience for it. The Ally is solely focused on bringing PC gaming on the go with the form factor and weight to boot, but the Legion Go will give you options in how you play, and that's 3 options by the way, so you can add a little spice to your gaming sessions. Personally, I would go with the Ally because I carry around a lot of equipment, but I know many of you out there will want the options that you get with the Legion Go. If you have any questions about either, let me know in the comments below, and if you like what we do, maybe follow us on all of our socials. We put out content every single day, and maybe hit the like and subscribe buttons. It goes a long way. This has been Zin. Have a great week, and I'll catch y'all soon.